Hello, boys and girls of grade 5. Welcome to class today. I am your teacher, Miss Yolita Brown Phillips. Today, in our mathematics class, we will be examining adding mixed numbers and whole numbers. But before we do so, let's do a quick recap. Do you remember what is a fraction? By now, you should know what is a fraction from the top of your head. In case you didn't remember, here is a reminder. A fraction is something that shows part of a whole. It represents or expresses numbers less than 1. A fraction is equal to part over a whole. A fraction has two parts. The bottom number, which is called the denominator, that shows the total number of parts, and the top number, which we call the numerator. This tells us the number of parts we are talking about. Let's look at the fraction 4/7. 4 is the numerator, number of parts we are talking about. 7, denominator, the number of equal parts the whole is divided into. Let's look at what is a mixed number. A mixed number has a part that is a whole number and a part that is a fraction. Therefore, boys and girls, a mixed number is a combination of a whole number and a fraction. What are some of the terms associated with addition? Sum, total, add, altogether, increase, combined, in all. Let's recap the steps in adding mixed numbers. Firstly, we make sure all the fractions have the same denominators. If not, we have to find the LCM, then find equivalent fractions to the original fractions. We add our whole numbers. Once there is a common denominator, add the numerators only. Write the sum of your numerators as the new numerator and keep the denominator the same. Ensure your answer is in the simplest form, that is, reducing your fractions to lowest term or making improper fractions mixed numbers where necessary. Boys and girls, it is important to remember when adding and subtracting fractions, we never add or subtract our denominators. Here is an activity for you to do. Philip drank 3 2/3 liters of milk in the morning and 2 4/6 liters in the afternoon. Philip really likes milk. Calculate the total amount of milk Philip drank. Take a minute and get that done, boys and girls. Remember to do your work step by step and be careful with your calculations. You should be finished by now. Solution. Remember in math, we always say we work from the known to the unknown. What do we know? We know that the amount of milk Philip drank in the morning is 2 2/3 liters. We know that in the afternoon, he drank a further 2 4/6 liters. Therefore, the total amount of milk Philip drank is 2 2/3 liters plus 2 4/6 liters. So let's add. The first thing we do, we add our whole numbers. We bracket it off, 3 plus 2. Our denominators are not the same, so we have to find an LCM. And the LCM of 3 and 6 is 6. We then divide our LCM by our denominators. 3 into 6, 2. Then we multiply that answer by the numerators. So, 2 answer multiplied by 2 numerator plus 6 into 6, 1. 4 numerator, 1 answer. 3 plus 2 equals 5. That represents the whole number. 2 times 2 will give us 4. 4 times 1 will give us 4. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 5 and 8, 6. 5 and 8, 6 is not in its simplest form. 8, 6 is an improper fraction. Let's convert 8 sixths into a mixed number. How many groups of 6 are contained in 8? 1. With 2 remaining. 1 and 2 sixths. But boys and girls, 2 sixths can reduce further by dividing both denominator and numerator by 2. 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 6, 3. So we have 1 and 1/3. We already have our whole number. So it's 5 plus 1 plus 1/3. We will have an answer of 6 and 1/3 liters. Always remember to replace your units when working in mathematics. Boys and girls, it's trivia time. You do know that a prime number has exactly 2 factors. Did you know that 2 is the only prime number that is even, and it is also the only prime number not containing the letter E? Yes, it is. You can check it for yourself after class. Let's move on. Here is our first example. 3 and 1/4 plus 2/4. Solution. We know that both 1/4 and 2/4 are fractions. So we combine them. We add 1/4 and 2/4. We bracket it to show a separation from the whole number. The denominator is common. So therefore, we can go right ahead and add our numerators. 1 plus 2 over 4, common denominator, 3/4. Then we add our whole number. 3 plus 3/4 equals 3/4. Our second example, 5 and 2/3 plus 6. We have a mixed number and a whole number. Let us separate our whole number from the problem. So our whole numbers are 5 plus 6 plus 2/3. 5 plus 6 equals 11 plus 2/3 equals 11 and 2/3. Here is an activity for you to do on your own. Calculate 7 and 1/5 plus 3 plus 2/10. 7 and 1/5 plus 3 plus 2/10. You should be finished by now. Let's work. The first thing we do, we take out our whole numbers. The whole numbers are 7 and 3. Let's bracket it to separate it from the fractions. Are our denominators the same? No, they're not. So we have to find a common denominator. In this case, we will find the LCM. You do know that the LCM of 5 and 10 is 10. Let us divide our LCM by our denominators. In this case, 5. 5 into 10, 2. Answer multiplied by numerator, 1. Plus 10 into 10, 1. Answer multiplied by the numerator, 2. 1 multiplied by 2 will give us a total of 2, and 2 multiplied by 1 will give us a total of 2. Our whole number is 7 plus 3. That will give us a total of 10. So at this step, our problem reads 10 and 2 plus 2 over 10. 2 plus 2 will give us a total of 4. 10 and 4 tenths. Is 4 tenths written in its simplest form? No. It can be reduced further by dividing both the denominator and the numerator by 2. 2 into 4, 2. 2 into 10, 5. Will give us an answer of 10 and 2/5. Boys and girls, I trust that this concept is clear. I want to challenge you to continue to work even after class would have ended. Practice, 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 because practice makes perfect. Now it is time for us to end our class. However, we could never bring our curtains down without the problem of the day. And for today's problem, Emma and Ava were selling candies to raise funds for their debate team. Emma sold 2 2/5 boxes of candies, and Ava sold twice as much as Emma. Calculate the amount of candies they sold all together. Boys and girls, take 2 minutes to get this done. finished by now. Let's examine what our solution was. Remember, we work from the known to the unknown in mathematics. So we know the amount of candies that Emma sold, 2 2/5 boxes. However, we don't know the exact amount of candies Ava sold, but we do know that she sold 2 times the amount that Emma sold. There are 2 ways in which you can discover how many candies Ava sold. You can add 2 2/5 to 2 2/5, or you can multiply 2 2/5 by 2. But let's quickly add it. Because our denominators are the same, we will only add our whole numbers and our numerators. Whole numbers, 2 plus 2, 4. Numerators, 2 plus 2, 4. We have a total of 4 4/5. Therefore, the total amount of candies that Ava sold is 4 4/5 boxes. The total amount of candies the girls sold altogether is 4 4/5 plus 2 2/5. Our denominators are the same, so therefore we will only add our numerators. Let's add our whole numbers. 4 plus 2 will give us a total of 6. Let's add the fractional part. 4 plus 2 over 5. 4 plus 2 will give us a total of 6 over 5. But we can't write 6 over 5 on the answer line. So we will convert 6/5 to a mixed number. 5 into 6, 1 with 1 remainder. So now we have a whole number of 6 and a mixed number of 1 1/5. 6 plus 1 1/5 will give us a total of 7 1/5. Therefore, 7 1/5 boxes of candies were sold between Emma and Ava. Boys and girls, thank you for solving the problem of the day. Thank you for being good boys and girls. Thank you for being attentive. I want to encourage you to continue watching at the Guyana Learning Channel. I want to leave this quote with you. It was Nelson Mandela who said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." I want you boys and girls to continue to be change agents in this world we live in. Bye. See you next time.